I've stripped away all the marketing nonsense to give you the raw truth about some of the most powerful armored vehicles on the planet. You'll learn how each one actually operates, where it dominates, and where it falls flat on its face. Let's start with the beast that changes everything. The M1A2 Abrams SEPv3 USA. The Abrams doesn't work like other tanks. Most tanks use diesel engines. The Abrams uses a gas turbine, the same type of engine that powers helicopters. This means it accelerates like a sports car despite weighing 73 tons. It can go from 0 to 30 miles per hour in under 7 seconds. The turbine also runs quieter than diesel, which sounds weird but matters when you're trying to sneak 73 tons of metal into position. The armor system is called Merkava Composite. It's layers of ceramics, metals, and other materials sandwiched together. When a projectile hits, each layer reacts differently. Some shatter the round, some absorb energy, some deflect it. The SEPv3 version adds trophy active protection. This system shoots down incoming rockets before they even touch the tank. Tiny radar units detect the threat, calculate its path, and fire a shotgun blast of metal fragments to destroy it midair. Here's where the Abrams dominates. It has the best thermal sights in the world. The commander and gunner both get independent thermal viewers. They can spot enemy tanks at 3 miles in complete darkness. The fire control computer is so advanced that it can hit moving targets, while the Abrams itself is moving at full speed across rough ground. In the Gulf War, Abrams crews were killing Iraqi tanks before the Iraqis even knew Americans were there. But here's the brutal truth. That gas turbine drinks fuel like a college student at happy hour. It burns through 3 gallons per mile, not per gallon. The logistics tail needed to keep Abrams tanks running is massive. Also, the tank weighs so much that most bridges can't support it. Engineers have to check every bridge or find alternate routes. And that trophy system, it only protects the front and sides. Top attack missiles can still kill it. The Leopard 2A7, Germany. The Leopard 2A7 is what happens when German engineering meets tank design. It uses a conventional diesel engine. But here's the trick. The engine and transmission are designed as a single unit that can be pulled out and replaced in 15 minutes with the right equipment. Most tanks take hours. This means broken Leopards get back in the fight fast. The main gun is a 120mm smoothbore cannon that's considered the most accurate tank gun ever built. The barrel doesn't have rifling like a normal gun. Instead, the shells have fins that spin them. This makes them more accurate at long range. The fire control system can track multiple targets, pick the most dangerous one, and engage it automatically while the crew focuses on finding the next threat. The Leopard's strength is mobility and accuracy combined. It can hit targets at distances where other tanks are still trying to identify what they're looking at. German crews have hit targets at over 3 miles in testing. The armor is modular, meaning damaged sections can be unbolted and replaced without sending the whole tank to a factory. Here's where it fails. The Leopard was designed for fighting in the forests and fields of Europe, not deserts. The engine air filters struggle with fine sand. Ukraine showed us another problem. When Leopards face modern Russian anti-tank missiles in urban combat, they burn just like everything else. The side armor is weaker than the front, and drone attacks from above can penetrate the thinner roof armor. Germany also stopped making new ones, so there's no production line to replace losses. The T-14 Armata is Russia's attempt to build a tank from scratch for modern warfare. The big innovation is the unmanned turret. The entire crew sits in a protected capsule in the front of the hull. The turret operates by remote control. This means if the turret gets hit, the crew survives. Traditional tanks have crew members sitting in the turret, so a turret hit usually means dead crew. The Armata uses Afghanet active protection, Russia's version of trophy. It's supposed to shoot down not just missiles but also incoming tank rounds. The armor uses new materials Russia claims are lighter, but stronger than anything NATO has. The 125mm main gun can supposedly fire missiles through the barrel in addition to regular shells. On paper, the Armata is revolutionary. The crew capsule design is genuinely smart. If it works as advertised, the active protection system would make it nearly immune to current missiles. The sensors and computer systems are a generation ahead of the T-90. Here's the reality check. Russia has built maybe 20 of them. Maybe. They keep breaking down during parades. The transmission fails constantly. The Afghanet system has never been proven in combat. Russia claimed they tested it in Syria, but provided zero evidence. The bigger problem is cost. Russia can't afford to mass produce them. They're still making T-90 instead because those are cheaper and actually work. The Armata is impressive on paper, but irrelevant if it never reaches battlefields in meaningful numbers. The Merkava Mark4 Israel. The Merkava breaks every tank design rule. Most tanks put the engine in the back. The Merkava puts it in the front. Why? Because Israeli tank crews learned the hard way that the front of the tank takes the most hits. By putting the engine there, it acts as an extra armor layer. If the engine gets destroyed, the crew still lives. The crew compartment is in the back with a door. This lets the tank carry infantry, evacuate wounded soldiers, or let the crew escape under fire through the rear instead of exposed hatches on top. The armor is specifically designed to stop the weapons Israel actually faces. It's optimized against RPGs, anti-tank missiles, and roadside bombs instead of other tanks. Israel fights more against infantry with rockets than against enemy tank formations. The trophy system was invented by Israel and deployed on Merkavas first. It's proven to work, shooting down hundreds of missiles and rockets in Gaza and Lebanon. The Merkava excels at urban warfare and infantry support. That rear door is genius for city fighting. The crew can load supplies, evacuate wounded, or take on infantry without exposing themselves. The armor has repeatedly proven it can take multiple hits and keep fighting. But here's what they don't tell you. The Merkava is slow. That front engine and heavy armor make it one of the slowest modern tanks. It's designed for fighting near Israel's borders, not racing across open terrain. The thick armor also makes it heavy, which means it struggles in soft sand or mud. Recent combat in Gaza showed that even Merkavas can be knocked out by modern Russian anti-tank missiles if hit from the side or top. No tank is invincible. The Challenger 3, United Kingdom. The Challenger 3 is actually a heavily upgraded Challenger 2, not a brand new tank. The British took existing Challenger 2 hulls and ripped out almost everything inside. The biggest change is the main gun. They finally ditched their unique rifled gun and adopted the German 120mm smoothbore. This means British tanks can now use the same ammunition as NATO allies instead of having to manufacture special rifled shells. The armor package is new and includes add-on modules similar to the Leopard. The fire control system is digital and modern, replacing the analog systems from the 1990s. British crews are famous for gunnery skills, and the Challenger 3 gives them better tools to use those skills. The strength is proven durability. The basic Challenger 2 design survived brutal combat in Iraq. One Challenger 2 took over 70 hits from RPGs and kept fighting. The armor scheme is exceptionally resistant to frontal attacks. British tank doctrine focuses on defensive fighting from prepared positions, and the Challenger excels at this. The brutal truth is that the Challenger 3 exists because Britain couldn't afford a new tank. They upgraded old hulls because building new ones cost too much. The result is a tank with modern systems bolted to a 30-year-old platform. It's also heavy and slow like the Merkava. The British Army is only getting 148 of them. That's enough for training and maybe one deployment, but it's not enough to fight a major war. Britain is essentially admitting it can't afford to be a major tank power anymore.